Hello, everybody.
Hey, hey.
We're back. Evelyn, I missed you last week. How are you feeling?
A lot better, actually.
Good.
Thank you very much for the grace that everyone extended. I'm sorry that I caused the cancellation or postponement, I should say, of this session. And also to the five appraisers who reached out to me on LinkedIn to tell me
Aw,
they hope I was feeling better. Thank you. That was so unexpected and very sweet. I'm back to
very
normal.
kind.
Yeah, we're all good. For anyone, if you know, you know, it was my son's second week at daycare, and that's what I'll leave it at that.
Yes. Well, we are so happy that you are back and alive with us. Just in time, Evelyn, for the final countdown.
The final countdown. We should have had the song playing. That would have been, oh, it's probably
Like
copyright
Taylor
issues,
Swift.
but
Taylor
nope,
Swift, because
like actual the
it's
final
71
countdown.
days to her wedding.
Oh,
71 days today. I
I'm
am
gonna start telling appraisers to put in the Q&A. No.
waiting for my invite. I haven't received it yet, but I do have my outfit picked out. I'm gonna wear
I
it for the podcast that week.
I love that you live in the world that you live in, Kim.
It is definitely all in my head. Hello, everyone, and welcome to What's Next for Appraisal. We are glad that you're here. Today's session is called From Readiness to Reality, Workbench and UAD 3.6. And this is a big one.
Yeah.
So it is really focused on a lot of the questions that we have been receiving from you. We get direct feedback from you all the time in all different ways. And then after the last session, we received an email that had like, hey guys, like we really want to hear about Workbench. So that's why we switched it up a little bit. And that's exactly what this session is going to focus on. So, our goal for this session is to walk you through where things stand today, what features will be available at launch, what training and support resources you can expect, and what to anticipate as implementation starts to get closer. We'll also leave time at the end for Q&A like we do every time, and we can address any questions that you may have. Please feel free to pop them in the Q&A at any time. All right, so before we jump in, I want to do some quick housekeeping. Mics and video is disabled, but again, please use that Q&A box to post any questions that you have. We do have a team on standby to answer your questions. Evelyn and I will also be in there answering some questions today, and we will, hopefully, we went through the agenda. I think we will actually have some good time at the end for Q&A. And again, all of these sessions are recorded. So if you need to drop or you just happen to miss or you come in a little bit late, no worries. They're posted on our website, aciweb.com. All right. So let me drop this off of our screen here. There. Now you can see our faces
Perfect.
much bigger. All right, so first, we're going to walk through the current state of Workbench and UAD 3.6. Then we'll walk through, again, what's available at launch, including the features, functionality, what you'll have available on day one. Then we'll cover our training resources, support plans, how we're preparing to help users get up to speed. And then after that, we'll talk about what to anticipate as implementation starts to get closer, including what you should be watching for and how to start thinking about your own readiness. And then finally, we'll open it up for questions. And so with that, let's go ahead and get started.
Let's do
All
it.
right, so first things first, current state of Workbench in UAD 3.6. I think we get, I don't know, maybe 100 emails a day
We
asking
get a
us like
lot.
where we are.
Yeah,
So
rightfully so. Rightfully so.
I know, we've been really quiet. So we are finally coming into the home stretch with Workbench and UAD 3.6. We are nearly finished with our GSE testing, and we expect to be GSE vendor verified in May. So the next few weeks, we're going to get verified. It is so exciting because this has been a much longer road than we anticipated. And we know many of you have been just right there along with us. And thank you so much for your patience. I know it's been challenging and you've had lots of questions, but again, your feedback, your continued support, we really appreciate that more than you know. So now our focus is shifting to readiness. And this is the time for you to get into Workbench, create those sample reports, start getting familiar with the workflow. And we absolutely encourage you to visit our website and review the training materials that are available there, including some of the resources that we're actually going to be sharing with you today. This is the moment to start building confidence with UAD 3.6 and Workbench, because just a few weeks after verification, Workbench will be ready for full UAD 3.6 report generation. And before that happens, we will take a short period to refine the workflow. We want to make sure that that experience is as smooth as possible. We also want to double check and then triple check and then check again, because we want to make sure that every report that you generate from Workbench, it's going to meet those compliance API requirements from the GSEs. So our first launch phase is centered on compliance. Our immediate goal is to make sure that every report produced through Workbench gives you a GSE-backed output that can successfully pass through compliance checks. So then once that foundation is in place, our focus will shift to what comes next. And that includes a lot of the feedback that we've already been hearing from our beta users, along with the continued improvements to workflow, user experience, data integration. We'll talk about more of that here in a moment. Evelyn's going to go over some of those details with you and what's included in launch and then what's coming after. But I also want to be really clear about where Workbench stands today. This is a brand new platform. And so right now it's in its compliance phase. That's what we call it. It's not the like bells and whistles phase yet. So the priority right now is just getting that foundation right, making sure the report passes the GSE compliance checks, and giving you a stable experience for UAD 3.6 work moving forward. Be great if I could talk. I'm getting really excited. So that's why Workbench is being made available to all ACI customers as part of your current subscription. And we want you in the platform. We want you getting familiar with the workflow and getting ready for what's next. Then we'll build from there with the enhancements, and we'll continue improving the experience over time. And that is where we stand today with Workbench and UAD 3.6. Very, very soon, right around the corner. You can expect to hear a lot from us in May. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to Evelyn, who is going to walk through some of the features that you'll have at launch, along with the enhancements coming shortly after.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kim. And I have to echo the same sentiment, right? Like, you guys have been walking this walk with us. It has been a journey, and we are just so sincerely appreciative of the collaboration, especially, quick shout out to our Innovation Council, who has been driving a lot of this feedback, and our beta testers. So, but on to what's available at launch, what's coming next. That's a big question, right? I constantly hear, what will I have at launch? But then also, but I still want these things. So when are these things coming? Can you give me a time frame? So I want to break that down clearly. And again, to support what Kim has highlighted, Workbench right now is focused on core UAD 3.6 workflows. So that means you can create and deliver a 3.6 compliant report, not just the URAR, but the completion report and the appraisal update as well. So this first phase, Kim noted, is about giving you functionality that's needed to complete a compliant report in a stable environment. Those are the two things that this launch in particular, that's the job it is fulfilling right now. So from there, we continue building. We already have improvements planned, like we've mentioned a few times on some of these sessions, that will make the experience better over time. Those are workflow enhancements, usability updates, other features that will follow quickly after launch. So really, this is a launch plus fast follow story, if you will. So launch is readiness, what's in there now. And this is why we also keep, saying the same thing on a lot of these calls. Get in there, use it. Tell us what's working, what's not working, because that is what's going to help us build on the foundation that we have in there that is compliant, but we want to make sure the experience is better. We make it better and better over time. So to make it easier on y'all, we do have a feature guide that we're going to be sharing today in the chat. That guide is going to show you what is available in the first phase feature specific, and then what's coming next. Features like what buttons do I have in there? What information can I store, right? Specifically, when we talk about features, that's what we mean, so that you can have a clearer sense of what to expect. I do suggest kind of following that when you're going through your first few reports, if you have yet to create a sample just yet. That way you can kind of see, oh, that's not slated for what I should be testing right now. It looks like that's going to be coming in the future. Now, future scope. I want to go through Workbench's feature scope that we're going to be getting into in each quarter. So on the screen, you should be able to see our feature scope. And this is inside into our roadmap. And I think it's a little bit more info than we've shared previously. I think we talk about workflow enhancements, but what does that mean? So Q2, we're in that now, and we just highlighted what that means, right? That is 3.6 readiness. That is the core competencies of Workbench as a platform. So you will, at launch, be able to create a compliant 3.6 report, whether that's the URAR, the completion report, or an appraisal update. You'll be able to track your progress towards completion for each of those. For those of you that are in Workbench today, that's that left navigation sidebar that tracks your progress per section and lets you know when you are in progress versus complete. Creating new orders, that's in today. Assignment information and details, being able to store that not just in the report itself, but in a kind of order management system. Photo and file management, being able to store all of those not only in the report itself, but also in a repository, so you can pull those whenever you need to. That's the file and photos tab in Workbench today, if you are seeing that today. And then report versioning. If you get a CR or you get a revision request, you should be able to set a version of that to make your changes, right? It's not version 1 anymore, it's version 2. And we want to make sure that that's displayed accurately for you. Roles and permissions foundation. So we're setting the foundation with that right now so that we can create the collaboration tools that we're very excited to bring in a future quarter's worth of work. So that would, again, set the tone for sharing files and multiple people working in the file at the same time. Maybe you've got someone who is entering data while one is, cross-referencing something or adding photos, whatever it may be. There might be multiple users at a time, but we also have permissions with that for who can do what. Public record data integration, we've talked about that before. We have the opportunity to leverage all the First American data that we possibly can. And we do have that integration with Data Tree today, so you can see that data. Right now it's manual entry, but future state it will be auto-populated. And then support, our support team being readily available for you guys and having diagnostics so you can see if something goes wrong, what is it and how do we troubleshoot it quickly. That's the core. That's right now. That is what we are working to complete. And then Q3, customer experience and optimization. This is where all the fun stuff comes into play, the stuff you've asked for, right? When we say workflow enhancements, I want to be able to customize everything in Workbench. These are the 3 top things that I would enter in this field. I don't ever want to have to click or scroll or do anything. I just want to see them all the time. I want to see them only for a single family. I want to see them only for a condo. All of those enhancements come in Q3. Market analytics and graphics. You won't have to pull those from outside of Workbench. You'll have them in Workbench, and they will feed directly into the market section of your URAR so that you can just have everything in one location. Map configurations, making sure that you can do all of any kind of map you want to do, how you want to add it, placement of your pins, anything like that, doing that in Workbench. Additional third-party integration, so sketching software, really anything that has an API that we can connect to that you want, we can do that. And then offline capabilities, which has been a very high priority based on a lot of feedback from users. So that is moved up in Q3 for customer experience and optimization. And then, of course, the much anticipated launch of our mobile app. Our Sky mobile app will be launching as well. And the 2 sync up beautifully so that if you're in the field doing inspection, all of that data goes right into Workbench. For Q4, cloud expansion and market readiness, this is getting all of the legacy stuff into Workbench. This is also migrating all of our Canadian forms into Workbench. So our Canadian customers who are always like, what about me? Seriously, you guys do these updates and I never know if I'm included. You are included. And I am so sorry if we have not vocalized that enough for you, but you will be included. We're moving all of those forms into Workbench as well as BPO forms. So Q4, when we say expansion market readiness, we mean all valuation types will be able to be completed from within Workbench. And then as we go into 2027, we're looking at enterprise, intelligence, and automation. Now, the last session, we talked a lot about AI, and there's a ton of opportunity. We give tips and tricks on how to use it to your benefit, but we want to make sure that that's incorporated into Workbench and our infrastructure as far as how it can help appraisers. So we want to improve automation coverage. We want to lower any support burden. We want to reduce the time to complete reports where we can. But as we said, if you missed our AI session, which was a fantastic session, this will always be, the appraiser always gets the final say, period. The full stop, end of sentence. The appraiser always gets the final say. AI will collaborate with you. It will not ever replace the decisions that you need to make. So that's what 2027 looks like, and continuing integration expansion. As y'all tell us you want it and you need it because it's going to make your experience better in Workbench, then we'll go ahead and put it into Workbench. So those are the new features that we are hoping to get added in as Workbench progresses. Back to Q2, our focus again, core readiness for 3.6. And I think that probably leads really well into training, right? Training, resources, and support, because that was a lot. How am I supposed to learn all of that? How am I supposed to be ready for all of that? And training and support are a really huge part of this rollout, because we know it's not just about getting the product into your hands, but it's making sure you feel comfortable and confident, ready to use it. So I'm going to encourage every person on the call, get into Workbench right now, create sample reports, get used to the workflow that exists today. If you want to be part of creating, updates to the workflow, get in there and use it today and tell us how it can be made better for you. Spend some time in the platform before you're using it live for UAD 3.6 work. If you are waiting on that, we just really want to make sure that you're in there sooner than that. I don't want you to get an order and be like, what do I do? We already have training materials available on our website. We continue to build them out. We've heard you that you want more. So we are continuing to build out more resources that should help you out along the way. And I know we're going to be sharing some of those today as well. We get a lot of questions that come up on this, and we know how important it is to support y'all through this. So as rollout gets closer, our teams will be ready to help guide you guys through the transition, answer questions that come with learning something new, of course. But overall, I think my main message here is very simple. This is the time to get familiar. This is the time to get comfortable and start building your confidence. I want you to feel prepared. We want you to feel very well prepared before you go into a full UAD 3.6 production order in Workbench. So with that in mind, I think it's a good time to talk a little bit about what you should expect as implementation gets closer.
Evelyn, that was fantastic. We have such an exciting year ahead, and I hate to always be the hype person, but we have come so far over the past 3 years developing this thing, and
Absolutely.
For us to be this close to the finish line, I can't help but be excited and just really looking forward to everything that is coming up here over the next couple of quarters. So thank you very much for sharing that. And I did put there's 4 links that are in the chat that everyone that is attending should be able to see. Those are also available on our website. And of course, as always, you can email us at workbench@aciweb.com, and we'll make sure that you get copies of those documents as well. So now let's talk about what you can expect as implementation starts to get closer. So from now until launch, expect a lot of movement. We are actively training our support and sales teams now so that they are ready to better support our customers whenever Workbench goes live. We are also planning live training sessions during launch weeks so that our customers have more help getting comfortable with the platform, but then you also have the availability to talk live with us. We can help you along the way. We can answer any questions that you have. We really want to make sure that we have the opportunity to connect with you that first time that Workbench is available to you to create any orders in production. So between now and then, you should expect also regular updates to Workbench. So I know that we've been saying this a couple of times. We are consistently putting updates into the platform pretty much on a daily basis. There is a lot happening. So if you're in there now, you may see that things disappear and then they reappear, things get shuffled around, or it's a little bit glitchy. And honestly, that's because we're still implementing into that solution every single day. So between now and launch, you're still going to see that. However, once we get to launch, that's all going to slow down because we've worked through all of those bugs. We have the platform ready. We have the workflow ready for you. We'll get back to a normal 2-week development cycle that we are typically on. So we're doing a lot of that heavy lift now so that when Workbench is live, things start to normalize. So again, phase 1, this is about compliance. Phase 2 is about experience. And phase 2 gets better the more feedback that we get from you. And we always stress this, and honestly, we can't stress it enough. That part really depends on our customers, and we need your feedback. So we want to hear from you. We want to hear what's working, what's not working, what do you want to see next? As you spend time in Workbench, even now while you're going through and just kind of tinkering around and creating some test files and checking certain features out, let us know, please. Your input really helps us to shape the future of the product. So please keep telling us what you need. This is not a one-way rollout. We are building this with you.
Could not agree more.
Yes. All right. Evelyn, guess what we did?
We left time for Q&A.
We left time for Q&A.
We're really trying to get better, y'all. Trust me. I see y'all letting us know you want time for Q&A.
I know. Well, the email that I referenced at the beginning of this call, and I won't call him out because he's super nice, and we emailed a couple of times after, but that's one of the things he specifically said was like, you guys never save time for Q&A. And it's like, oh, I know, because we just have so much packed into this little window of time. So I'm going to stop talking now because I'm eating up our time. And so let's dive into a couple of questions. Let me just check it out here and see what we have. Looks like our team has flagged a couple. Okay. All right. First one. What if I get a UAD 3.6 order now? That is a really fantastic question. So Evelyn, I'll take this one. Reach out to us, please. Let us know. Contact our sales team. Let us know what you're seeing. We want to make sure that you are taken care of as our customer. And we know that every customer situation might be a little bit different. So if a UAD 3.6 order comes your way now, don't try to sort it out on your own. Please call us and talk to us. We want to make sure that we hear from you and that we have the opportunity to support you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. Next question. How do I access Workbench? Do I need to sign up separately for Workbench?
I'll take that one. I saw a couple of those actually. I see a how can we use the program now? They're all in the same kind of thread too, right? And thanks to our support team that's in there answering these as quickly as possible. But since there's so many, if you are an ACI customer, we mentioned this earlier, but if you're an ACI customer, you have access to Workbench right now. So if you're in desktop, there is an icon that you can click on to launch Workbench. If you've never done it before, you do have to get it set up with your Eagle ID, but you can reach out to our support team. We can help get you logged in. But you also can just follow the steps from that button in your desktop right now software that'll take you directly into Workbench. And I also believe that we have a step-by-step guide that we added into the chat. Those are all those guides that Kim was talking about that we threw in the chat. I shouldn't say she did all the work there. But there's a step-by-step guide in the chat that will give you instructions for how to set up your Eagle ID. That's really our authentication authorization platform that you got to sign up for in order to get into Workbench. But if you're an ACI customer, it's yours today. It's in your subscription during this phase. Get in there now and click around. Let me know what you like and what you don't like.
Nice. Thank you, Evelyn.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Why has this taken longer than expected?
And that's it.
You hit me right in my guts there.
That's a good question. Fair question.
Yeah. So it has taken longer than we originally expected, and we know that that is frustrating. Trust me, we get it. It's frustrating for us too. And part of the reason, honestly, is that we're not just building a form filler. We're not just trying to squeeze UAD 3.6 into a desktop software that everyone already knows. We are building a brand new order management platform for appraisers. So it's a completely different caliber. So Workbench it's meant to be more than a place to just fill out a report. It's meant to be a place where you as an appraiser can complete orders, manage your workflow, over time have more of the tools that you need all in one place. And that is a much bigger build. And alongside that, we also have had to make sure that our compliance side is right. And that's very important to us. So we need the reports that are coming out of Workbench to meet those requirements that they need to have in order to pass the GSE's compliance API checks. So yes, it has been a longer road. It has been very painful. However, the trade-off is that we're building something that is much more meaningful for the long term. We're building a new platform for the future of appraisal work, for evaluations work, and we're not just patching an old system to just meet our deadlines. So thank you for your patience with us. Some of you have been incredibly patient and just reaching out, and we really appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a couple of minutes left, Evelyn, and I do see a question that has popped into the chat like just now, and I'm gonna kick it over to you. What equipment do we need? Do we need an iPad?
Good question. I'm scrolling through and answering to as fast as I can because I saw the clock going down. So, Workbench is compatible with any device. There's not, I know that there are. We've gotten a lot of questions lately. Do I have to upgrade my desktop from from a Windows to a Mac? Do I need to get an iPad? Is it Android only? You can use it on any mobile device. And the same is true for the mobile app that's going to be launching as well. So there's no unique device that you need to grab for it. You do have to have up-to-date web browsers, right? So Edge, Chrome, Firefox, things like that. Internet Explorer is not one that is necessarily currently supported. So just keep that in mind, but no new equipment.
What about Macs? We used to get that question all the time.
Mac, absolutely. I don't know why in my head I'm always like, of course it works on a Mac. Yes, it works on iOS systems as well.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. So as we wrap up today's session, first of all, just want to thank you all again for joining us, for the questions, the feedback, your engagement. These conversations are important because they really help us to stay focused on what you need in the industry. And the industry is changing so much, and it's important for us to really keep tabs on that and keep you up to date. So before we let you go, I do want to give a quick preview of what next week's session is. So next week, we'll be shifting the conversation to the AMC side. We don't want to let our AMC customers feel neglected. So we're going to be talking about scaling across teams. And this is UAD 3.6 workflow and analytics expansion. So that session will focus on how AMC teams can create more consistent workflows, improve visibility across operations, and use analytics to make better decisions as they grow and scale. So if your team has been thinking about standardization, oversight, efficiency, performance across the UAD evaluations lifecycle, this is going to be a great session to join. And as always, we're here for you guys. So if there's something that you want us to talk about, if we're skipping a topic that you're like, we really need you to talk about this, or we want to learn more about this, email us at workbench@acweb.com. All right.
Absolutely.
So with that, we'll be counting down the 71 days to Taylor Swift's wedding. I will be dressed up for the occasion. We may have Tay-Tay music as an intro. I offer no guarantees if we can get the technology to work for us, but we hope that you'll join us again. And thank you so much for spending time with us today.
I apologize on her behalf, y'all, but I do agree. We thank you for spending time with us and tuning in. Send us all the questions, get into Workbench, test it. Let me know what you want to see next.
Evelyn, you're just jealous because you know that I'm getting an invite to that wedding.
You're
and
right.
You can be my +1 though.
I'm sick that day.
You're so rude. I hope Taylor's not watching.
Me too.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Have a great evening.